Hi, everybody, and welcome to Warren Brown for Archuleta County Commissioner. It's about 3 o'clock, and I'm happy to check in with you today. Hey, we've about made it through another week, and I hope that all your friends, I hope that you, and I hope your family are all doing well. Hey, so while we're on the hope thing, let's talk about that. How many times during this COVID-19 have you commented that, gosh, I hope things will get better. Gosh, I hope things are all right. I'm hoping that we'll come out of this okay. And there's nothing wrong with saying I hope. But hope really isn't a plan. Hope is more of a wish, if you will, than a plan. And there's a big difference between hope and a plan or faith in a plan. But hope is just that. There's no plan. There's nothing that we put into motion to make a result that we're looking for. So when we say those things, they're all nice and there's nothing wrong with them. We're just wishing our friends and family well. We want to reach out there and we want to make things better, or we want things to be better, but maybe we just don't know what to do. So we say, I hope things are well, and we just care for one another, and I know that's how we mean it, but we tend to carry I hope along with other things, and when it gets right down to it, hope is just not a plan. I think Ben Franklin is credited with saying if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. And so let me give you an example of this and failing to plan. So, and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, and those of you who are watching and you know who you are, you're going to get a kick out of it, but I have this guy that I have known my entire life, and he and I have met up many occasions to go camping, to go hiking, to go fishing, to go hunting. And for years, when we meet up, and he doesn't live near me, he lives a number of hours away, and so we generally try to pick a halfway point that we meet up. And for years now, I packed 2 sleeping bags. I also pack extra food, and I pack generally, if we're fishing, I'll pack more than 1 pole, because inevitably, when we meet up, there is historically a downturn when he starts unloading his stuff to be a part of whatever we're doing. And if it weren't for the fact that I knew that I needed to plan for him, there would be more than one time that he would have slept without a sleeping bag, that he would have maybe not had ammunition for his gun, and maybe that he would not have had his fishing stuff available for him to be involved in the moment. So, and I know who you know, I know you're watching, and I know that you know I'm talking about you. I'm not mentioning any names, but it's just a fun fact that I always bring extra for him because I'm planning for him to forget something or another. It's just kind of a thing that we've had for a number of years. So a while back, I got to address the Archuleta County Republican Women's. Great group. These folks really work hard and are making a difference in our community. And one of the questions that I asked the group was, hey, where do you see Archuleta County in 5 to 10 years? And I didn't ask them to answer aloud. I just wanted them to think about that question for a moment. And after we let that kind of sink in a bit, I threw out what my vision was for Archuleta County. And that was, absent any appreciable change, I see Archuleta County in about the same place that we were 10 to 15 years ago. That's to say that in absence of real change, we are going to be exactly or nearly the same place that we are in 5 to 10 years than where we are today. So I'm not sure if all of you have had the opportunity to read this week's Pagosa Sun. It's a great newspaper. Terry and her folks, Sherry, and all the staff down there do a really great job. But it's interesting to me that they have a section on the newspaper, and it talks about legacy. I think it's the legacy portion of the newspaper. And this week's section was written by Sherry Pierce. And it has Pagosa Springs happening 100 years ago, 75 years ago, 50 years ago, and 25 years ago. And it's interesting to me that 25 years ago, the Archuleta County Commissioners at that time were haggling about whether they should fix a road that came off of 600 Road and went up to the Humane Society. And what made that so interesting to me, and that's on page 2, by the way, is that one of the cover stories on the front page of the newspaper were Archuleta County Commissioners haggling about paving roadways. And I know one of the roadways discussed was Cloman Boulevard, and that just happens to run off of 600 Roads and goes up to the, you guessed it, Humane Society. So in 25 years, how far have we progressed? Yes, there's been a lot of changes here locally. Yes, there are a lot of new people in town. We're not arguing that by any means, but progressively in taking care of our infrastructure and making things better for Archuleta County, where are we today as opposed to where we were 25 years ago? 25 years ago. Now, let me say this. I think that there are a couple current sitting county commissioners who have been left holding the proverbial bag. And the bag they hold is a result of decisions that have been made by previous county commissioners for years. And those county commissioners were faced with a decision. Should they do it now or should they do it later? Pay it now, pay it later. And it appears to me that over time, the historical choice has been pay it later. And now we are left holding the proverbial bag. And folks, this is later. This is later. This is where we are. And we have a lot of needs in our community. And we have a lot of infrastructure that needs addressed. We have all these needs in our community. And we do not have a strategic plan. We do not have a strategic plan. I find that almost impossible to believe. But the results speak for themselves. With a strategic plan, 3 to 5 years, we are better able to set priorities for our community. We're more apt to responsibly spend funds that we have come our way because we have already set priorities and we stick with our priorities that we've set as a community. We're better able to attract businesses that meet the fiber of our community to come in and help us diversify our tax base, and so we're not 90% dependent upon our tourism. And I love tourists, and I think we have a very strong tourist base, and right now during COVID-19, we're struggling a little bit, but that's where we are. But we have to be able to attract these businesses that come in here that meet up with us as far as our character of our community to help diversify. That's just a good strategy to have as a community. So it's super important that we get together and that we have a plan. And I'm telling you right now that I have a plan for Archuleta County. First thing after I'm elected is we need to get together and we need to start working with our elected officials, and we need to do a better job of working with the town of Pagosa Springs and the stakeholders within our community to develop that strategic plan. This is not just about the county. It's not just about the town. It's not just about any set group of individuals. This is about us as a community. And we need to have the leadership who is capable of bringing everybody together at the same table and to do a better job of working together. Hey, so enough about my soapbox. You probably notice in the background that there is a sign up above me. And I know it's backwards, but that's what happens when you video your own from Facebook Live and you turn the camera shot around. It inverts everything. I've had more than one conversation about that, and I know it's backwards, But I'm telling you, and just take my word for it, the other side of the sign looks exactly the same. So with these signs, they can start being put up in the county April 30th. So I'm looking for you folks that would like a sign, and I'll get them to you. We can put our signs up within the town limits May 16. And this is all in preparation for our primary elections that are coming up in June. June 8th, expect to get your ballot in the mail, and June 30th is election day. And I need your help. I'm willing to represent you. I'm willing to do things differently than they've always been done, so we have a different result than we've always got. But in order for me to do that, I need your help. I need you to support my campaign with donations, be available to have a yard sign up maybe, and to help get yard signs out. And maybe you can host a get-together when we're able to gather in groups of more than 10 people. At any rate, I would appreciate your support in any form when you come out and get a hold of me. There are a lot of ways to get a hold of me. Obviously, you're catching me here on Facebook Live, and I'm looking for my card with all my information on it. But you can also reach me at info@electwarrenbrown.com if you have any questions. Jeff, I know that you reached out to me this week. You had a question about some happenings and when we're going to open up in the county, and I appreciate that conversation that we had together. But you can also reach me at my Twitter account, which is Warren Brown at Warren Brown 123, very original. You can reach me at Instagram at Warren Brown 2020. And of course, you can catch me here every Friday at 3 o'clock, and we'll get together and we will chat real soon. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for paying attention, and thank all of you that are supporting me. And before I close, I just want to throw out again a very big thanks to all of the folks that are out there and keeping us going, keeping our folks fed, keeping the shelves stocked. I appreciate the medical folks that are helping to keep us all well, the EMS, my first responder family, fire, DHS. I know that I have some folks there that are just working their hearts out, the truckers that are working, and all of the trades folks that are there as well. To everybody that is doing all you can do, I appreciate your effort, and I'm telling you, I am willing to pick up the flag and run and to represent us as a community. Again, please check in with me next Friday at 3 o'clock. If you have any questions that you'd like me to answer during Facebook Live, if I can answer them, I sure will. Send those to me. Again, I look forward to seeing you all again, and thank you so much. Have a great day, everybody.